Thalassophobia. It is the fear of the ocean. How vast it is. How empty. Or is it empty? We don't know everything about what could be lurking in its deep, dark corners. What is going on, everyone? It is Crow from Children of Alara, and today we're diving into a new deck that sparked joy as soon as it was spoiled in Crimson Vow. That's right, Planeswalkers of the Multiverse, we have a brand new commander in the form of Runo Stormkirk. Before we jump in, we are currently at 373 subscribers at the time of this recording, and if we hit 500, then we're going to be giving away one of the pricier pieces of this deck in the form of a fetch land. It's open worldwide, so no matter where you're from, you're eligible to win. So please go ahead and subscribe, click that temple bell for more notifications, and let's get into the deck tech. Runo is one generic, a blue, and a black for a legendary 1/4 vampire cleric with flying that has the following abilities. When Runo enters the battlefield, you may put target creature from your graveyard on top of your library, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you can look at the top card of your library. You can then reveal it, and if it has converted mana cost 6 or more, we can then transform Runo, and that's where the true fun begins. When he transforms, he becomes Krothus, Lord of the Deep, who is a 3/5 Kraken Horror who has flying as well. And whenever it attacks, we create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. If that creature is a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent, we create 2 of these tokens instead. So, with all that being said, we need to find some of the best creatures of the deep to ensure we're always hitting our creatures so we can flip Runo and then getting those creatures onto the battlefield so we can start creating those copies and drown our opponents in damage. We're going to start off with ramp. We're running our normal ramp package of Dimir Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Soul Ring, and Mana Crypt, so we ensure when we're drawing our big creatures, we're able to actually cast them. Polluted Delta to fetch our lands, and Cabal Coffers and Urborg to be cheeky and have all of our lands count as swamps to get massive reserve of black mana so we can start slinging spells early. Next, let's talk about some of the sea creatures who will be helping our deck find victory. First, we'll start with the smaller creatures because they are important to ensure that we have bodies on the board. We've got Nadir Kraken, which can create 1/1s if we pump mana into it when we draw a card. Chasm Skulker, who gets bigger whenever we draw, and when it dies, we create 1/1s with Island Walk. Next, we have Sea Dasher Octopus, a nifty mutate card from Ikoria that for 1 and a blue allows us to flash him out under or over a creature of our choice, and when it's finally mutated, when that creature deals combat damage, we get to draw cards. If we're able to copy these smaller guys as soon as Krothus hits the board, we'll be able to ensure that we're able to use all of these abilities to the best of our ability. For some of our mid-tier monsters, we have Rexiel, the Risen Deep, to allow us to cast our opponents and sorceries from their graveyards, Spawning Kraken to create more Krakens when our sea creatures attack, and finally, Serpent of Yawning Depths to make sure all our threats are unblockable. All these creatures activate Runo's ability to flip, and they have some key abilities to help us cross the finish line. Finally, we have the biggest baddies of the bunch. These are the ones that have our opponents saying, wait, do we have an answer for this? When they hit the field and hold up their blockers for when we inevitably start swinging. Icebreaker Kraken is one of those creatures. It's a chonky 8/8 that takes advantage of our Snowland package and is discounted for each Snowland we control, potentially making it significantly easier to cast. When it hits the battlefield, it freezes our opponent's boards, having it so that they can't untap on their next untap step. And since it's not legendary, well, we can go ahead and copy it over and over. Next, we have Breaching Leviathan, who goes a little bit further than Icebreaker by tapping down all non-blue creatures, ensuring that everything that was on the board prior will get a full swing in for free. And once again, it being non-legendary, means that we can copy it. Last, we have the ever-elusive Inkwell Leviathan that has keywords that allow it to be an immediate threat when we play it. Having Shroud, Island Walk, and Trample make it a formidable foe. In the final section, we'll go over some key combo pieces and cards that make our life just a bit easier. Starting with Quest for Ula's Temple. This card is going up in price quick since the spoil, and the price I have may not be the price you're seeing on your end. It allows us to once again look at the top card of our library, and if it's a creature, exactly how Runo does it, we may reveal it and put a quest counter on Quest for Ula's Temple. At the beginning of our end step, if we have 3 or more counters, we may put any of our creatures onto the battlefield. Pretty good if we can consistently hit creatures off the top. To make that easier, we have a few cards that ensure that we hit our top deck reveals in the form of Scroll Rack, which allows us to get a fresh hand of cards, and then allows us to place our existing hand on the top of our library in any order. Speaking about top, we have Sensei's Divining Top. This allows us to just look at the top 3 cards of our library and place them back in any order. And then if we like the card that is on top, we can swap it with top. Next, we have the truly horrific combo in the form of Vampire Hex Mage and Dark Depths. This deck begs to abuse these 2 cards as they are powerful and on theme. We play the Dark Depths and it enters with a whopping 10 ice counters on it. No worries though, because our Hex Mage is there to get sacked and remove all the counters on Dark Depths. And when those counters are removed, we sacrifice it and create Marit Lage, a legendary 2020 with flying and indestructible. Does anyone else have a really weird image in their head of the Hex Mage just blowing hot air on the Dark Depths to thaw it out? Only me? Okay. It also serves as an additional snowland for Icebreaker and can tap for black with Urborg on the field. And that is the deck. Pretty great start, huh? Remember, these decks are simply meant to springboard a creative spark for deck building. You can add things like Garuda or go with big demons instead. For me though, I really enjoy the thought of sea serpents, leviathans, and terrifying things. If you're new to the channel, hey there! We try to have a piece of content out every week, and if you made it all the way here, then I think you enjoy what we're creating. So clicking that subscribe button, as well as ringing that temple bell, ensures you don't miss a deck tech, box opening, skit, or gameplay video. We have a lot of fun here, and we'd love it if you stuck around for the journey. Thank you, everyone. I've been Crow. You've been you. Stay classy, Planeswalkers of the Multiverse. I will see you on your next upkeep. Peace.